The crowd are here and here in force for what is going to be a fantastic day of racing. Welcome to the Australian Grand Prix. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here today, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
But from the moment qualifying's over, you start to feel the adrenaline in your body build up and the buzz in your stomach as you anticipate the run down into turn one. It's all a bit like going into battle, and the unknown situation makes you nervous. Those pre-race nerves are a good thing. The day you don't have them means that you don't care anymore. And of course, you have to make sure that all the procedures are second nature to you, so that they're not taking up too much of your capacity.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Norris. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Sebastian Vettel and Leclerc. They've taken a grid penalty. Tsunoda, Sainz, Gasly and Kimi Raikkonen. Mazepin, Fernando Alonso. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Max Verstappen and Russell. Ocon, Schwartzman, Daniel Ricciardo and Lance Stroll. Latifi, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher and Joker. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go.
Hello there everybody, welcome to the final video of Season 1. We are at Australia. I took a grid penalty, which is why there is no qualifying. But anyway, it's lights out and away we go in Australia. We've got a decent getaway. We're going to try and get up the inside of Schumacher and Giovinazzi into turn 1, but we didn't have a lot of momentum coming out, and actually both of them have just mugged us off straight out of the corner. We're coming down the long straight now into 3. Can we outbrake them? Yes, we can. And we're having a look at Latifi there, but we couldn't quite make it. So we're up into P20. We've gained 2 positions so far on the first lap. So just quickly, this is a double feature because Abu Dhabi, you'll see, it ends in disaster, I'll be honest. So I just thought I'd put the 2 of them together and make you this Season 1 finale video. Also, we didn't do qualifying as I had taken a whole load of new components as I didn't have enough to make it through this race. So that's why I was at the back. That's why no qualifying. And we are now going up the inside of Nicholas Latifi to take P19 and gain that position. There's been a whole load of engine penalties here as well because there's a lot of drivers out of position. One of them, well, 2 of them in fact, being the 2 in front of me. That is Stroll and Ricciardo. And they are being held up by what I think is my teammate, Schwartzman. So I'm hoping that he can hold them back just a bit more so we can get through. And just quickly, I'm trying to avoid that curb on the left there because like with F1 2019 and like with kinda 2020, that curb is lethal. You touch it, you're going round and you're having a nasty crash. So we're trying to avoid that if we can. But yeah, so end of lap 2, we're up into P20, not really progressing. Schwartzman has just been done by Ricciardo, who in his home race is trying to make up as many positions as he can. Stroll's going down the inside of Schwartzman now. We're trying to stay left. I'm going to try and gain positions on the outside here, but Stroll has got some good momentum there. But I'm thinking maybe if we can get the inside line, we can have a look at Stroll. We're going to take a dive up the inside of Stroll. We've got the move done on him. And Latifi's having a look at following us through there because we did kind of force Stroll wide. But I think Stroll's having none of that. And now it is a case of Robert, Joe is faster than you. Can you confirm that you understand the message? We're going to have a look up the inside of Schwartzman now. We should have that move done, but Schwartzman's hanging it out. No, that's not a confirmation he understands the message. That's a confirmation of, screw you, Joe, I'm doing my own race. Sod your message, I ain't listening. And Stroll has got back past me as a result of that. So, cheers, Robbie. Cheers, teammate. I don't know why I've called him Robbie here. Meanwhile, Giovinazzi's out of the race. He's having a battle here while everyone's jostling for position. And it looks like he's just going to go straight into Latifi. That is Italian Jesus doing Italian Jesus things right there. And as a result, we have had a safety car come out. So, that's neutralised the race for a few laps. But we are now getting back underway. And I want that place back on Stroll. And I want Schwartzman to get the hell out of the way. So that I can try and get a little bit further up the field in this race. But, yeah, they're now side by side going down the long pit straight. And Schwartzman's holding it in position quite nicely, and I'm going to take a dive up the inside of them both. Robert, you have redeemed yourself for that. I have now taken both places, and Stroll, well, he is sort of ahead of Schwartzman. In fact, they're both side by side. You know what, you two? Leave me out of this one. I am trying to just disappear up the road and maybe have a shot at getting past Nikita Mazepin, who's just up the road there. So you two leave me out of this one. Right, now we're on Mazepin. We're going to have a look around the outside, but look at the advantage in speed we have. There was no doubt in my mind we were getting that move done there and then. So that is Mazepin now dispatched. We are up into P14. We've got Russell and Ocon just ahead of us, and they're battling. So hopefully they're going to bring us closer. There's a yellow flag behind me. I've no idea what's gone on there. So, oh, Raikkonen's out of the race, so that's both Alphas gone. Disappointing day at the office for them. And with this being one of Raikkonen's last races in this career mode, because obviously he announced his retirement, it's not a good way to go out when now we're starting to make up positions through the AI making their stops. Look at the momentum Stroll has down the outside there. I'm just going to go back up the inside and try and take that back, but that's not happening easily. Stroll still on the outside of us, and Stroll really getting a number on us, actually. That's quite impressive. Well done there, Lance. I'm impressed by that, but I want that place back, so we're going to try and push for it. More cars now coming out of the pits, so we've gained a few more positions here. We're now into P8. Obviously, we still have to pit yet. There's a few drivers, I think, still trying to run the soft tyres. But who knows what strategy they're going to be on by the end of this. Meanwhile, my sole focus is getting Stroll, who eventually pits. And we're now into P2, holding back Lando Norris, because we haven't pitted yet. And Norris is wanting a look on us, and I'm fighting him off quite aggressively. Because I want to gain as many positions as I can before pitting. We've dived up the inside to just stop Norris in his tracks there. And Lando not able to get past there. I don't know why I'm racing these so hard, but I know that if I do give up positions, I'm going to lose time doing it. And we're trying to cover Hamilton now.
You'll be on the softs.
But Hamilton has he got the move done? No, he hasn't. I thought Hamilton was going to get us there, but Hamilton eventually just going out wide, and we have kept the position. We're racing the big boys now, and we are not surrendering easily. In fact, Vettel was able to get back past Hamilton, but he's now got up the inside of me, and he's just mugged me straight off. Sebastian Vettel in the Aston Martin. He's just made me look silly there. That was a great move by Sebastian into P2. Clearly he's found some of his oomph in these last few races. Hamilton's now going into the pit, so I wonder if he's taken damage from that turn 1 confrontation with me, as now I have Charles Leclerc right in my rear. I have to pit soon because these tyres are finished. What I am thinking is maybe I can do a medium to soft run and run these mediums as long as possible and then be super quick at the end. That's my logic. I'm hoping it works. Because right now we're just, well, we're sitting ducks. Look how fast Leclerc was able to go through that chicane. Look how much momentum he was able to gain on me. So we are at this point sitting ducks. Norris and Sainz are battling behind me. And you know what? In my mind, the more battling they do, the better it is for us. We finally made our pit stop then. Onto soft tyres. We're going to try and take these 11 laps, but we're now down into P12. But we've managed to get ahead of Lance Stroll. So no complaints there whatsoever, because we're now back ahead of Stroll. But the one thing that does concern me is the petrol light has now come on. So we are going to have to start doing a little bit of lifting and coasting at some point. But lifting and coasting isn't going to boost this Alpha Tauri's chance of getting to the end. That's a blown engine for him. So I think that's Gasly that's just dropped out. Either way, that's a position for us now. We're up into P11. And I'm chasing after Checo Perez in P10 because I'm after that point. It would be great to go away from here with a point. Unfortunately, though, I cannot push as hard as I would like. I am having to lift and coast because we do not have enough fuel. But there's a yellow flag and there's a car that's stopped on the circuit there. And it's Fernando Alonso facing backwards at turn 3. That's enabled us to get into 10th place. What's happened to Fernando? Oh, he's just gone straight round. And, well, Ocon nearly clattered into him there. So it's lucky for them that they didn't clatter into each other. Unlucky for me, because that could have been another position. But we're into P10 now, and I'm trying to hold off Lewis Hamilton while doing some lifting and coasting. Because unfortunately, on this game, you cannot change to lean mix towards the end of the race. You don't have the option of doing that. You have to lift and coast yourself. And now we've got Hamilton trying to go for the outside towards the end of the lap. We are trying to hold it down the inside, and that is what we have done. Right at the end of Sector 2, Hamilton went for the outside line, but we just held him on the inside, and Hamilton not able to get through there. Coming round the last corner, it is going to be P10 in the Australian Grand Prix. It is going to be a point, and given that we started stone dead last, I will take that.
Right,
Get in.
Take care of the car on the way in.
That's a spectacular victory then, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
So that was the Australian Grand Prix, and we got a solitary point from it. We ran a very risky strategy there, taking the mediums that long. It made us a bit of a sitting duck, if I'm honest, towards the end of that stint. We just didn't have any tyres left, and when we did pit, unfortunately, we weren't able to make the most of the soft tyres, owing to the fact that we had to lift and coast, so didn't exactly get to make the most of it, but it is what it is, and we still managed to grab a point. Bottas took the win then, with Leclerc and Vettel making up the podium, Sainz and Ricciardo getting 5th place in the end. Great drive by him. And you can see in the drivers' points, Bottas just extending that lead by... well, that lead is massive. No one was going to catch him. We've still managed to stay in 11th. Joe H2O Racing is in 7th in the Constructors. I'm going to leave you very quickly with the highlights reel, but I will be back to commentate you through the happenings and events of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Wow, how hard was I defending on lap 26? I really should have edited that into the video. Also, I just want to quickly correct myself. I am 12th in the driver's standings again. Apologies for that. Vettel has in fact leapfrogged me. So now we're heading into
there's 2 minutes left in this session.
final race, which is Abu Dhabi. We're in qualifying now. We're currently in the drop zone. Can we get ourselves out? Well, I'm going to tell you now that we didn't. But we did gain places owing to another ton of penalties at the end of this season. So it's lights out and away we go for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. And if you're wondering why this bit is going to be short, this race just ends in disaster, I'll be honest. But so far, we've lost 3 places off the start. We've clawed back a place on Latifi. And now we've got Mazepin and Verstappen scrapping away for 10th. Which is something I didn't think we'd see. And I'm not casting shade at Verstappen here. Hashtag Mazepin 21st out of 20. But we've got the place on Mazepin now. So we're going up to P11. And trying to head up and close on Verstappen. Maybe to have a look at the end of the straight. We've also got to keep an eye behind us because Mazepin isn't letting this one go easy. He's trying to get right in my slipstream, but I'm going to brake later. I'm going to have him covered. I'm having to dive up the inside of Verstappen, though, because otherwise that would have been me going straight into him. We're now at the end of lap 1. We've hit the curb, and round it goes. We hit that sausage curb, and it has just put us straight round. So we are now right at the back, and that is not the way the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix we wanted it to go. Wow, that is not good wording in the commentary. That is not the way we wanted the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix to go. There, I fixed it. I fixed it, okay? God.
We're low on fuel.
Also, Verstappen is now right at the back in P22, so he must have had an issue. We're trying to catch up with the 2 Alphas that are last. We're pushing hard. We've clipped the inside, but we've hit the outside curb, and that is a huge crash. And that is the end of our Season 1 campaign.
It's been a roller coaster season then, but they can go into the winter with their heads held high after an emphatic victory here today. Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure, and no doubt they'll be celebrating tonight.
So Daniel Ricciardo then taking the final race of the season. We've ended up in the barrier, which is again not the way we want to end. It was a race that was doomed from the off. We spun on lap 1 and I was trying to recover. I was trying to push too hard to do so, and in the end it just didn't end well for us, and Schwartzman couldn't even get advanced further than 18th, so no points for the team on that one. So there are your final standings for Season 1. Bottas winning comfortably over Hamilton. Lando Norris getting 3rd overall. That's impressive. Ricciardo getting 4th. Then it was Leclerc. Perez beating Verstappen in the standings. Tsunoda getting 7th overall. Then it was Verstappen, Sainz, Vettel, Gasly. We're in P12. Lance Stroll is in P13. Fernando Alonso is in P14. Ocon, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Russell, Schumacher, Schwartzman, and then Mazepin was 23rd out of 22. Just Mazepin doing Mazepin things. We end up 7th in the Constructors overall. Mercedes win over McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull in 4th. Then it's AlphaTauri, Aston Martin, us, Alpine, Alfa, Williams, and Haas. So that is the end of Season 1. We are renegotiating with our teammate, and we have decided that, at least for the first half of Season 2, we want to give Schwartzman another chance, because I feel like in Season 2 we can upgrade the car further, and with doing that we can see a little bit more if he can really show his mettle, if you will, show what he's got. A few changes then is Latifi's moved to Alfa Romeo, Markelov has joined him as his teammate, Guan Yu Zhou has gone to Williams, Giovinazzi's gone to Alpine. That's a weird move. But yeah, those are the noticeable differences for Season 2. And before I go, I am going to reveal the Season 2 car to you. So, there it is. That is Season 1. Thank you for watching. Leave a like, hit the subscribe button if you're new, and don't forget to join me for Season 2. Thanks for watching.